What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 49, and we start today's episode off with a game against Southampton in the FA Cup 4th round, I do believe, here at Carrow Road. Now, last year we got knocked out by City in the FA Cup 4th round, or possibly 5th round, I'm not sure, I think it was 4th or 5th, when City knocked us out. So we're hoping to do a little bit better this year, get into the quarterfinals or the semi-finals will be great. So hoping to do a little bit better this year, but of course we are in the Capital One Cup final against City. We are in the Europa League knockout stages now, so those two, in my opinion, are more important than the FA Cup. In fact, I'll probably say the FA Cup is the least important of all our worries at the moment, to be honest, because we're looking to try and get to the Champions League. We're in the Capital One Cup final. We've got the Europa League knockout stages, and of course, this to me isn't really that important. So that's exactly why I decided to rest all the players, just rest them all, and try and make sure that we had a fresh game, fresh load of players for the next game, because it's far more important that we progress in the Europa League. It's far more important that we win the Capital One Cup final than getting far in the FA Cup, because the FA Cup, I want to win it, obviously, because I want to win everything. But, with the FA Cup, it's like we've got more rounds left in the FA Cup than we do in the Europa League and the Capital One Cup final and so on. And to be honest, there's going to be too many strong teams, I think, to take out when you consider the amount of games we've got to play. We've been playing in midweek at least once a week since the season started, and we're going to be doing the same thing again if we keep progressing in the FA Cup. So, in general, I came into this game and I wasn't really bothered if we went out, to be honest. It was a case of just thinking, well, I want to win it, we'll put our backup side. If we win, that's cool, otherwise I'm not bothered. So when Yoshida scored in the 4th minute, the Japanese centre-half, I was like, well, it's not going to be our game, and I really wasn't that bothered, because, as I've said before, Legendary, taking on the AI, if you come up against a team that's got a passing philosophy built into the game, it means that you're going to get 3 chances all game, and for the rest of it, it's literally just going to be a case of, the other team dominating possession. Look at that, 92% pass accuracy for Southampton. Literally every single time they got the ball, they wouldn't give it away unless they took a shot. So it was so hard to get the ball off them, and that means that every single chance fell to Southampton. Haven't really found a way to beat the AI this way. Obviously, I'm saying it's impossible. It's not impossible, of course it isn't. But I haven't really found a way to beat the AI at their game, if you know what I mean. When they're playing this kind of passing philosophy, when they just don't give the ball away, haven't really found a way to counter that yet. Because this year, when you put on high press and team pressing, it doesn't really affect the players as much. It's more to do with your own ability than actually having the AI work for you. So it doesn't matter if you put on high press. I think that's possession there that says 70-30 to Southampton's favour. It doesn't really matter if you put on high pressure and team pressing. The players still won't put the press on. They'll push up a little bit, but they won't put the press on very much. So in general, even that was the way you countered it last year. But this year there isn't really a way to counter it. So it's very, very frustrating, because it means that you get very few chances in the game, and this is one of the very few we got. Tetty rolling the ball through to the ex-Southampton striker Billy Sharp, and his shot was saved, and Lucy's shot was well saved again, so a good double save by Cassio. And the game finished 2-0 to Norwich, 2-0 to Southampton. I wish it finished 2-0 to Norwich. Finished 2-0 to Southampton. Mayuka and Yoshida with the goals, and as you'll see by the possession stats here, look at this, 63-37. And we may have had more shots, but the pass accuracy was 92%, 73. We just can't counter that. It's way too hard. Maybe I'm just not a very good player, but it was really, really hard. And unfortunately, Southampton knocks out the FA Cup again. Not bothered, but it's just the way we go out. That's just so hard to beat that kind of style. But anyway, I'll have to get better, and here we are on transfer deadline day. The big news are that Suarez has gone to Bayern, Neuer's gone to Barcelona, and Hazard has gone to Real Madrid, as you would have seen there in the bottom right. And we're into transfer deadline day now, so it's the last few deals before the window slams shut, and Mark Bunn is on his way. Finally, this guy has decided that he just cannot stay here any longer, and he's on his way to Bolton for 1.1 million, I think it was. Which is fine. Obviously, we've already sold Declan Rudd, which means that as soon as Mark Bunn goes, we'll only have one goalkeeper. So I decided to go ahead and get a player on loan. Gabriel, now I know about this guy. He's a very decent goalkeeper. He's still very young at 22. Had him on my last career mode when I was at AC Milan, my little stint at AC Milan. So he'll do as a backup goalkeeper. Whoever we bring in is going to be a backup goalkeeper, So, Bunn goes for 1 million. We get 850 grand for that, which is perfectly fine. He cost us 20 grand on the wage. He was costing costing us £20,000 a week. He was always complaining, Gabriel's going to come in for the rest of the season, and he's going to cost us £10,000 a week, and we're not going to pay a transfer fee. So we're making 850 grand, and we're saving 10 grand a week. So it's a good deal for us, really. And I just thought, just in case Gabriel says no, he can do better than Norwich, we'll go for someone else. Jed Steer and Jamal Blackman of Chelsea and Aston Villa, swap those two around, that's respectively. Blackman of Chelsea and Steer of Aston Villa. Jed Steer is obviously a decent young goalkeeper for Villa, and I don't know much about Jamal Blackman, but I'm sure he'll be a decent goalkeeper, so we'll look to try and sign him. And we also get a transfer offer for Teti here. It's West Brom for 1.8 million, and again, it's lower than his valuation, and Teti's a good midfielder, you know. I mean, I don't really want to see too many players leave on deadline day because it's very hard to replace them, so not really sure. I asked for 2 million. If we can get that, I'll say fine, but otherwise I'm not interested, because he's worth more than 2 million as it is. He's worth about 2.5 to 3 in my opinion, so we'll wait and see what West Brom say. But I was looking down the loan list and I found this guy, Marco Fossati. Now, I know this guy's a decent player. I've seen his Ultimate Team card. I know he's a decent player, so he's got some very, very solid passing stats, and I think if we can sign this guy on loan whilst Teti is gone, I think that would be a very good replacement, you know, because it will be about the same on the wage, which is 25 grand a week, and obviously we'll be getting 2 million for Teti, so you know that would be perfectly fine for me. And the other player was Marcos Lopez. Last year I couldn't get hold of this guy. He was on the Global Transfer Network on the year left on his contract, but I couldn't get hold of him, and we didn't have the money to buy him. So we look at Marcos Lopez. He's got some decent stats, and we'll wait and see if we can get him on a season-long loan for the rest of the season. But West Brom do come back to us in just a moment and say they're not going to bid for Teti, so that's all you need to know. But AC Milan accept the deal, Gabriel accepts the deal, and Gabriel comes in. So I'm very, very pleased with that. So he comes in, and West Brom here say to us that they're not going to go for Teti. By the way, it may be Gabriel or it may be Gabriel. The reason I say Gabriel is because it's one of my favourite singers, Gabriel. So yeah, but if it's Gabriel, I'm sorry that I pronounced it that way. But anyway, because I know everyone seems to hate my pronunciations. But anyway, or pronunciations. But anyway, we get 2 loan offers confirmed here. They are the 2 goalkeepers. We just signed Gabriel, so we don't really need to sign either of these 2. But I decided to go ahead and sign Blackman over Jed Steer, mainly because I wanted a third choice goalkeeper, as I always do look for one, and I signed Blackman because he's never going to play, neither is Jed Steer, and he's going to be 1 grand less than Steer, so it's just a saving of money for a third choice goalkeeper that won't play, but it's just for ease of mind. And because Teti's not going to West Brom, I thought there's no point in wasting 25 grand a week on a midfielder that never play, so we don't go and sign for Fossati because he'd never play and it's just a waste. But yeah, transfer deadline day comes to an end here in January 2015. Wow, we really are getting on in this series. Transfer deadline day comes to an end, and here's the look at the business of what all the clubs have done. And yeah, of course we've done the most. We haven't spent a single penny in this transfer window, yet we've brought in so many players. It's great. Well, we've brought in 3, haven't we? Ake, Blackman, Gabriel. Who else have we signed? Surely we signed someone else, haven't we? I don't know. Anyway, but we've signed 3 players, haven't cost us a single penny because they're all on loans, and we've got like 4.23 million out of it. So it's pretty cool how we've managed to save a bit of money there. But yeah, those are the deals, and that was how transfer deadline day ended. And yeah, we didn't have any money to spend anyway, really. So it was all about getting some loans and making sure we could probably shift on some players, and we did that. We sold Mark Bunn, and that was great. And there you go. So transfer deadline day ends, and we move into January now. So we do have a youth squad monthly report here. Take a look at the 2 players we've got, Jake Fotheringham and Louis Duffy. So we'll promote them at the end of the season, and then we see this. Yeah, okay, enough of that. Yeah, Jack Butland has finally grown a rating. For Christ's sake, it's taken so long, and it turns out there is a God, because all those nights of praying finally pay off. Butland has grown a rating. He's gone from 71 to 72, and I am just so delighted, because everyone's been telling me that you know players and goalkeepers in particular don't grow when they're so young in this year's FIFA. But you know, finally, it's because some people were telling me like it's like you got to wait till they're like 25, 26 till they grow, but finally finally that's been proven not to be the case, because Butland has grown a rating and I'm absolutely delighted. It's taken a long time, much longer than usual, but finally Butland has grown a rating and I'm very happy. And just a reminder for those that keep asking, squad reports and the league table will come out at the start of every month, so you don't need to keep asking for a squad report and when the next one's going to be. A squad report and the league table will come out at the start of every single month. But yeah, Butland grows a rating and everyone starts singing hallelujah, and hopefully I don't get sued for copyright. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like, that's much appreciated and it really does help my channel out. And I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow afternoon, which will be episode number 50. So look forward to that, don't miss it, and I'll see you tomorrow afternoon.